Today, boys and girls, we are going to be doing a guided drawing on this adorable leprechaun who has found his pot of gold, of course, under a rainbow. To make your leprechaun artwork, you're going to need a white piece of paper, a pencil, a marker for outlining, I like that black sharpie, and something to color with. Grab your materials and let's get started. We are going to start with our white paper vertical. We're going to take it from top to bottom and fold it in half. We're going to put 4 fingers on the folded line and make a dash. 4 fingers on the folded line and make a dash. This is going to be the curve opening for my pot of gold. Underneath the rim, I'm going to put my 4 or 5 fingers and make a mark. And then I'm going to create a symmetrical shape for my pot of gold. So I came at it from both sides to get this symmetrical shape. I'm going to add 2 little square legs to kind of support that pot of gold so it doesn't fall off of the ground. So I have my pot of gold on the ground. Now my leprechaun has found his pot of gold finally, and he is jumping for joy inside, surrounded by all this fabulous gold. So we are going to start with our leprechaun's face, and we're going to go about 3 fingers from our pot of gold and make a mark. From there, I'm going to make 4 fingers around it. Now right here, this is going to be a U shape for my leprechaun's face. So just like I did with getting the symmetrical side of my pot of gold, I went from both sides to get the symmetrical side of my leprechaun's head. Around my leprechaun's head, he's going to have a fabulous beard. It's going to be thin kind of sideburns along the side of his face where his ears are, and a longer beard down below his chin. And I'm just going to use some wavy lines to show that big bushy beard. Of course, he has some ears, and let's get some facial details in there. He's pretty excited looking at all that fabulous gold he has. So I'm using ovals and the direction of my pupils to show where he's looking. And then I'm going to use my eyebrows, and you can make those a little bushy if you want, to show that curve of surprise. One way we really know how someone is feeling is if they've got a big smile and he says, "Oh yeah, I've got my pot of gold." To get his body, because now he's just kind of a weird floating head, we are going to have his arms come out like a rectangle. And I'm going to add a little cuff there with a little button. And I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hands. Because he's kind of jumped right in and said, "Yippee, I found the gold." And I'm going to repeat it on the other side with a cuff and button and a thumb with 4 fingers. Now with the shirt, you can give him suspenders, you can give him a bow tie, suspenders and a bow tie. So my suspenders are going to be 2 lines, and then his bow tie is coming out from underneath his beard. Now, as you know, all amazing leprechauns have hats. So it goes around his ear, past his ear, and connects with the line we made in the beginning. He's going to have a gold band around his hat, and his hat's kind of like a square black top hat. I'm gonna add a shamrock in it because I want to show you how to draw the shamrock. When I make a shamrock, some of them, or a clover, you can do 3 or 4. And I'm gonna just do 3 of them. And I always think of a heart. So I have 1 heart, 2 hearts, 3 hearts, and then the stem. And of course, I'm gonna make that green when the coloring comes. So by thinking of the heart shape, that's the easiest way that I can make it. If you wanted to make it a 4-leaf clover, you would just add an additional heart. So now that I have my leprechaun and his pot, he's missing some gold. So I'm gonna just draw some circles of coins that are kind of flying in the air. And I'm making a dollar sign. You can make a cent sign. Dollars are valued a little bit more, so he's hoping to strike rich with this pot of gold. Now, usually a leprechaun finds a pot of gold. Okay, sorry for that interruption. I just had some students come visit me in the classroom. I now have my money, and what I was going to show you down here is some coins that are overlapped. So I have this one, and then this one that's kind of behind, and then I'm going to put this one on top. So I have to go back and erase. And by having things in front and behind, I can kind of show a pile of money. I mean, who doesn't want a pile of money, am I right? So you're just cropping and cutting off and overlapping some of those coins. So we have our leprechaun, we have our coins, but what is it that we're missing? Where does the leprechaun find the money, the pot of gold? At the end of the rainbow. So I'm gonna have a big, beautiful rainbow that's arched behind him. Now when I make a rainbow in pencil, I have to think, okay, well my first line of my rainbow, I think back to Roy G. Biv, was red. So I know that this one is gonna be red behind him. And then it's gonna go orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, which is like a blue and purple mixed together, and violet, which is purple. Now, if you don't want to draw that and you want to just color it when you get to coloring, that's fine, but you definitely want a rainbow so that we can find that pot of gold. And I'm going to include some more money over here because you can never have too much of that. All right, boys and girls, we just drew a very happy leprechaun. We are going to outline it in Sharpie and color it. I can't wait to see what yours looks like. My leprechaun outlined. As you can tell, I always add a little bit of extra detail with the Sharpie. So I went around the coins just to give them a little bit more detail. I left these ones as is because they are a little more clustered together. And then I decided to erase the legs because I realized it kind of looked like his feet, and I want the viewer to look at it as if he is inside the pot of gold. So that's up to you. But I've got it outlined in Sharpie, and now I get to color it, and I'm super excited to see how that comes out. Have it, boys and girls. As always, thanks for creating art with me, and happy St. Patrick's Day.